Now we move into the final part of this event, and we will be focusing on answering your questions. We also have representatives here from our customers, so they can also answer your questions. Please write your question in the Zoom chat, and if you would like to direct your question to a specific customer, please highlight that to us. So, let's start with the first question.
So the first question we have from several people asking us to elaborate a little bit on what is actually the new thing that we are releasing today.
Oh, what is all this about, this exciting event? Why don't Jonas Palmer answer that question?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. Today we are launching and presenting this revolutionary light cell to the broader market. As you have seen in the presentations before, the product has been available for or ready for some time, and customers have already started working with it. But today we have the honor and are really excited about presenting it to the broader market.
Yes, it's a very exciting day for Epishine. Thank you, Jonas. Do we have another question?
Nick Flaherty asks, what is the conversion efficiency of the product cells, especially compared with the 26% in research?
Oh, that is a great question. Jonas, I think you're perfect for that one.
Yeah. The first product that we release now has a power conversion efficiency of close to 15%. And then our R&D works, of course, to further develop and reach the lab cell device that you saw an example of previously.
It's always the challenge to take the results from a lab out to the reality, I would say. Yes, yes, good, thank you. Any more questions, Matthias?
So Lee asks, what is the largest cell size you can make?
The largest cell size. Jesper and Tom, would you like to answer that question?
Yeah, I can take it. I can take it. Well, the largest standard cell that we have right now is this size, which is 50 by 50. But in theory, of course, we can make bigger ones. What's limiting us right now is the size of our machinery, basically. In the long run, we can make really big things. But right now, this is the largest standard size. Do you want to elaborate more on that, Jonas?
Yeah, absolutely. As you saw on the ACSS device, it's more narrow and longer. So widths typically up to 7 by 7 centimeter is not a problem, and then we can also tune the equipment to go further up to 15 or even 25. But from what we've seen, it's typically this roughly 50 by 50 size or around this that is what's requested right now, at least.
Okay, thank you. Matthias, do we have another question?
David Venspo asks at which wavelengths our cell are absorbing light. Is it a good spectrum from LED lightings, for example?
That's a good question. I think Jonas is the perfect to answer that one.
The active materials in our light cells absorbs the visible part of the spectrum, so that's between 400 and 700 nanometer. And this matches very well with the typical indoor illumination sources used today, which is dominated by LED and fluorescent light sources.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thomas Gauthier asks, is this an off-the-shelf product?
Is this one of the shelf products?
Is this an on-the-shelf product?
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Jonas, would you like to take that one?
Yes, of course. Thanks for the question. It is. We produce this in 3 standard sizes. It's this, as Jesper said, this is the largest one. We also have it available in 20 and 30 millimeter height. And those will be our standard products that we will have available. But we're also open to looking at specific sizes that could fit your product better.
So based on your requirements, we can be flexible, but of course we are striving for standard products. Yes. Yes. Okay. Good. Any other question?
A very good question from an anonymous attendee who asks how to store the harvested energy to keep the device alive during nighttime or dark weekends.
Oh, that is a good question. Does it really work when it's dark? Jesper, would you like to take that one?
Yeah, I can do that. So to store the energy from excess energy from when it's light until it's dark, we need some kind of storage medium. In our evaluation board that I talked about previously, we use supercapacitors for storage, and this is good in situation where you don't need to store that much energy. Say you need to store it until the night or over a weekend or so. If you want more to store in a longer time, and then if you have more excess energy, you need some kind of a batteries. And we normally recommend lithium iron phosphate battery or similar. In some situation, like our customer Micro has shown, you can do basically without any storage. So it only works when it's light available.
Thank you, Jesper. It's a lot of good questions here today. So, Matthias, another one.
Carl-Henrik Nilsson or something asks if it is possible to get the solar cell with non-glossy surface.
A non-glossy surface. Yeah, Tom? Yes?
Yes, it's possible to add some kind of diffuser, as you saw before in the presentation. Here we are using a plastic material to hide the cell behind, but we're also having projects applying it directly to the cells, but that will be further developed in the future. So.
And if you have any specific requirements, please contact us at Epishine so we can help you and support you with your specific needs. So, yeah, thank you.
We have several questions about indoor-outdoor. Is your OPV cell suitable for outdoor? Is this technology limited to indoor light harvesting only?
That's good questions. Yeah, Jonas, you're eager to answer that one. Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
So this product that we released today, it's specifically designed for indoor use. The material that we use for the electrodes are then optimized to be able to transport lower current densities, and that's typically matched to the indoor availability. For outdoor applications, there will be higher current loads, and then we need to reinforce the conductors. And according to our plans, we will start working on outdoor products later during this year. But this version is designed for indoor applications.
Epishine has divided our journey into 3 phases. So we are right now in the first phase, as you heard, for optimized for indoor applications. And the second phase, as Jonas talked about, is to go outdoors, also harvest the energy from the sun. And that we will take later during this year. So that we're all looking forward to, and it's very exciting. But we truly believe on taking this journey step by step to prove ourselves as a company and also prove the technology itself. So our strategy is to do this step by step. Matthias, another question.
This is quite electrotechnical, I guess. Can your cell survive PCB reflow processes at high temperature, which is a problem for organic materials?
Oh, that sounds like a really tricky question. So I leave that to Jesper.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes.
And if you need to fix this to a PCB, reflow is not a good option, as you said, because this is PT material and it's too high temperature for too long. So to do that, you should use selective soldering or wave soldering or even robot or hand soldering. That's the way to do it.
Thank you, Jesper. And again, if you have any specific needs or questions, don't hesitate to contact us after this event, and we will be happy to explore and collaborate with you about your specific requirements. I think we have another question.
Dries Tennyson, may I ask which materials are used in the active layer? Is it a non-fullerene light cell?
Oh, that is, yeah, Jonas, volunteers.
So the product we released today is fullerene based, the active layer, and this is typically what makes the power conversion efficiency to 15%, and to really take the next step towards 26% or higher, we are working with non-fullerene acceptor. But this product is fullerene based in the active layer.
Very good. Do we have another question?
So Ellen Mons says, great release presentation. Congratulations to you all. I guess you need some.
Thank you. Thank you very
And
much.
she wonders how often the light cell will need to be replaced in comparison with batteries.
Oh, that's a good question. Jonas?
We develop the product to make sure that we match the the expected product cycles of the connected sensors and similar products that we see. Our view is that we should not need to replace the batteries, but instead we extend the battery lifetime.
And that is an important aspect, that we have our lifetime is matching the device, it's the application. So our goal is that you should never ever replace the light cell. It's along with the product. So yeah, good.
So now
Are we running out of questions?
No,
or?
not
No?
Absolutely
No?
not.
Okay, good.
But
Then we will continue.
We have a lot of windows popping up on top of each other. Can the cell work with existing commercial power management ICs, or does it require special electronics?
Jesper, I think that is a good question for you.
Yeah, well, you need some kind of electronics to convert the energy harvest to something that's useful for a normal sensor like this, or normal electronics. So and there exist a few different energy harvesting power management ICs on the market that you need to use instead of what you're using when you use batteries. So the short question is yes, you need to use something else. So either these or something else. And we have a lot of reference design for doing exactly that. So how to convert the energy from the cell to something useful for your electronics. So contact us and we will help you out.
That's good. Yeah, very good. Matthias?
When can you send samples for evaluation by us?
You're eager to get started. I can understand that. Jonas, yes?
Yes, we're ready to send samples as we speak. So please send us a mail or contact us tomorrow, and we'll sort you out.
That's very good.
And I don't know if you already answered this, but the question here is about what is the distribution channels or channel.
I can continue then. Today we sell them directly from us. More channels are in development, but today they're available directly from us.
And how should they contact us? Is that using our website, or is it just sending in a mail, or how?
Yes, you can contact me directly on email. My email address is on the web page, or also sales@epishine.se is available for those kind of requests.
Good. So send in all your orders. We appreciate those. Okay, Matthias.
Tobias Enfridsson asks, in what voltage level is the cell producing energy? What level of current can it deliver?
Jonas? Yeah.
Typically the operation voltage is around half a volt per cell, and we have, for instance, the 5050 module that Jesper showed here before. Thanks. This one. In this one we have connected 3 cells in series, so ballpark operation voltage is just above 3 volts. And open circuit voltage is of course what does it get? 3.8 for somewhere on this one. The current out from this one I don't have in my head right now.
I can continue.
Yeah,
Thanks.
please, Jesper, continue.
This one, which is the 50 by 50, it produces about 418 microwatt, I think, at 500 lux, a little bit less than what we have in here. And you should look into the data sheet exactly what it is. We can send you the data sheet. I think that was it.
Yeah. Did we answer the question? Matthias,
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope we answered the question.
Vejo asks, is the idea to license the manufacturing technology to third-party players?
Oh, that is a good question. We don't have any planning to license our production technology to some else, but that is under discussion, and it's a quite interesting question because it's both valuable for us to have that as a core competence, but of course we also would like to have more players on the market within this technology because we together then can really make a positive impact on the planet. So it's a very good question, and it's under discussion, I would say. But for now, we haven't decided to license our production technology to someone else.
Carl-Henrik, how is your module connected to the electronics? Wires, other options enabling faster assembly?
Good question. Tom, would you like to? Yeah.
As you saw before in the presentation, there's various of ways. For example, in this product, Pollux, in the first prototype, we used holes in the PCB and then soldered them. So we have all the electronics on one side of the PCB. And in the ACSS case, we use the FFC cable to have more flexibility because we didn't have as much room in the product. Do you want to add something?
No, I think it's good. I could add that this is the evaluation board. We have this metal contact. They are soldered to the PCB, and they can of course be connected to connectors and also spring contacts and different ways. Of course, you could solder wires to them also, but that would be a little bit more cumbersome maybe in production.
So again, if you have any specific requirements or needs, don't hesitate to contact us so we can understand your requirements better. Do we have any questions to our customers? I'm really excited that we actually have our customers available also on this event. And I don't know if you had the opportunity to send in your questions to our customers, but if not, I'm just checking, Matthias.
Oh yeah, maybe we have some
Yeah.
along the list. I would try to find some.
Check that because
it's still quite a lot of questions.
Yes, okay.
So the next one is a good feasibility question that I think we could elaborate a bit on. And the question is, could this technology in the future be enough to power a cell phone?
Okay, enough to power a cell phone. Tricky question. Well,
I can try to answer it shortly. In an indoor environment, no. A cell phone requires quite a lot of power. So you really need to go outside and collect the energy from outside. For indoor use, it is really low power product that is of interest, like this like our customers' product shown here.
Okay, thank you, Jesper. You're digging out of a lot of questions, Matthias. Do you have any more?
So yeah, I'm trying to find questions for the customers, but let's take one more. Do you have any patents?
Do we have any patents? Yes, we have. Jonas, you know more about that.
Yes. No, we have a number of patents and patent applications, mainly focused on protecting the core technology that we have developed.
And we are continuously applying for new patents also, so that is a really important area for us, I would say. Yes, thank you. Matthias.
So this question, I think we could try to forward to Microdata Due. It's from Alan Pritchard, and the question is, what is the encapsulation standard for the device, even if indoor? Is it waterproof? Can it tolerate pressure, touching, etc.?
Regarding good afternoon. No, regarding our product, we have these limits. So for our indoor application, we no need to have a waterproof installation. But normally our installation for accommodation spaces, and so we don't need particular requirement regarding waterproof or something else.
Thank you. Thank you for answering that. Matthias, another question.
So how much impact will those diffusers have on the efficiency?
Tom, would you like to answer that one?
Yes, I can start. This depends on how much the plastic material is letting through. So basically, it's the more diffused and the less light comes in, the less power we will get from the cell. But it's also connected to if the cell it has optical contact with the plastic material in front, or if it's just kind of balanced on top of the cell. Jonas might want to add something about.
Yeah,
The
or Jesper
lights.
is.
I think, maybe we could show this. This one, maybe you can.
Yeah.
This one I don't know. See, this hides the cell quite nicely, and this is about 10-15%
Yeah.
reduction.
Like that.
And this one, of course, hides it completely, and then I think it's 40.
Yeah,
50-ish.
40, 50.
So quite a lot, but of course you don't see it at all. And then you can just compare, of course, these and these, and you see you get quite a uniform and nice look just by losing 10-15%.
Thank you for your answer. We have a lot of questions, and if we are running out of time, I just wanted to let you know that we will try to answer as many questions here today, but also we can have a follow-up from publishing the answers on our website. So don't worry if we don't have the time to answer all the questions today. But Matthias, we still have some time to go.
Yes, Anders asks if we are certifying products that are powered by energy harvesting.
Certified.
Would we act as some kind of certifier of products that are powered by
Okay.
energy harvesting?
Okay. Jonas, do you?
No, the core ambition of Epishine is to produce and then sell light cells. So it's the light cells itself that we will sell. And then of course we have a lot of expertise with Tom and Jesper that can help out with reference and science both for the electronics and for the mechanics. But the core business of Epishine is to produce and sell the light cells.
I think that we will be able to guide in those questions because we will work with a lot of similar product development projects. So it's a good start to ask us about the journey. Is the technology available only in Europe or around the world?
Well, the technology and the light cell, Jonas, distribution worldwide.
Yes, as I said earlier, today we are selling it directly ourselves, but more channels are under development. So, yeah.
Okay, it's a good question. Thank you, Matthias. Something else?
It's quite a lot of questions in different forms that relates to operating temperature and the humidity and things like that.
I think that is a really good question. Jonas, could you clarify that for us?
Yes, absolutely. So the product that we have developed is targeted for typical indoor environments where we commonly have room temperature, and of course this can flux a bit, but average room temperature and typical illumination like between 20 and 1000 lux. So this is the range, and then of course there can come stray light from the sun that comes in, etc. But these are typically the operation environments that we target, and also in that respect relative humidity is within what's expected under typical indoor environments.
Can we guide the customers to our data sheet if they would like to know more? Are there any specifications of the environment that we are referring to, Jonas, or yeah?
Yeah, no, so we have more information on this in our product specification. So you're very welcome to contact us to get more info there as well.
Good. So thank you. Matthias.
Well, since we are working with printed solar cells, are we also looking at, you said, printed batteries as storage in the future?
Printed batteries. Who would like to answer that question? Jonas?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I mean, printed batteries are super interesting, especially related to the thin designs that Tom and Jesper develop. So thin storage medias are in general, of course, super interesting. Right now in our plans, we don't see that we will start printing batteries, but who knows in the future?
For sure, it's plenty of opportunities, both with the technology itself and the production technology. It's a good question. Yeah. So, Matthias.
So we have people deep into organic electronics and things like that. So it's some of the questions are it's technical and detailed, but I will take some of those anyhow.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the technical question on active materials and costs. Thinking about that, most highly efficient non-fullerene acceptors are usually expensive. Is the active material cost limiting the use of non-fullerene acceptors, or how are we thinking about that?
So is the cost a factor when we are designing our product? Jonas?
Yeah, absolutely. This is of course very true, because when we in our R&D team look at what materials we will work with, of course cost is one of the factors that's really important, because it needs to be a molecule that it's easy enough to synthesize in large volumes with a high yield to a decent cost, of course, also. So this is very important, and then of course comes in the other aspects of how much power it could possibly generate, lifetimes, etc. But indeed, cost is one of the aspects here.
Anna, you spoke a bit about our three phases.
Yes.
And I don't remember, but Petri thinks that you didn't mention the third phase. Is that outer space, or what is it?
Yes,
He asks.
yes, that is outer space. Now, as I said, we take this step by step because we like that kind of approach to prove ourselves and to prove the technology. The first phase is where we are today. We are optimizing, harvesting the indoor light. And the second phase, we are going outdoors to harvest also the sun energy. And there we can create applications where traditional solar cells is not suitable. For example, when it's required thin and flexible and light construction. In the third phase, it's not outer space, but it's really where we believe that we can also compete where we are using traditional solar cells today. So that is the third phase, also going outdoors, not as far as to the space. Matthias?
So Anders is asking, can you have different colors on the cell itself?
Different colors, yes. Yes, of course, yes.
Yeah. So right now we have this cell that Tom and Jesper and should of course show it here once more. This is the color that we have available today. There are possibilities to tune the colors, of course. Going gray is rather small step, so to say. And then there is a variety of different colors going to red, etc. And here I will say that if you have some specific requirements, please let us know, and then we will look into this.
Good. I think the design is really important, both color-wise and also from the form factor is really important. And there I think really our product is thin and flexible, and also you can do a lot of variations in it, depending on your needs and requirements, of course. But I would say that only the imagination is the limit there, I would say. Unfortunately, from a standard point of view, but okay. We will try to be flexible. Matthias, another question.
So we don't have that many minutes left,
No.
and we have. I think it's a great opportunity to ask questions to the customers that are here with us. So I will try to keep a look at the bottom of the question flows if you have such questions, and maybe you could repeat them if I have lost them in the flow. before that, is there a theoretical conversion limit for this kind of organic solar cells?
Is there any limitations, Jonas? Yes.
Yeah, so the Shockley-Quasi limit is of course also possible to apply for the indoor spectrum. So it of course depends a little bit on the spectral distribution of your light source, but typically for LED or fluorescent, the theoretical limit is around 50%.
But that is still quite good, I would say.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's very good. Yes. Okay, good question. Matthias?
What market are we addressing with this product?
Jonas?
Yes. Thank you. We are supporting the low power connectivity electronics market in for instance the IoT field, the prop tech market, with the possibility to create products that where batteries basically won't have to be replaced. That's our key focus right now.
Thank you.
So a question for any of our customers from Anders here. Let's start with Pollux. How did you find Epishine? Did they contact you or did you search on the web, or how?
Pelle from Pollux. I think we found each other when we were speaking about the opportunity of sustainable products via a worldwide leading distributor. That's the way we come in contact with you.
Maybe Miro Mikko would like to answer about that as well.
Yes, we were initially contacted by Epishine, and once I started reading up on the technology, we continued our conversation about the possibilities for this product, and then it sprang from there. So it was initiated by Epishine.
A question addressed to ACSS. Will you aim at 100% energy harvesting solutions, and will that decision be based on increased profitability or more based on aspects of sustainability? ACSS, Hans, did you hear the question? Or should I repeat it?
Hi, do you hear me now?
Now I hear you, yes.
Okay, sorry. Yes, I would say both. It's both a sustainability question as well as in cost saving due to battery replacement, I would say. And I would be glad if we could do 100% switch. Did it answer the question?
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully, otherwise someone will add an extra question in the chat here. But stay, Hans. A second question is how quickly, easily were you able to adapt to this light energy harvesting technology?
It was easier than I thought from the beginning. And from idea to concept, it was a matter of months.
Yeah. Maybe Pollux could elaborate on that as well. How quickly, easily were you able to build something based on light energy harvesting?
We were actually from the beginning looking to find material components to go the sustainable way with connecting radio and sensors, etc. And so we were well prepared to develop an engineering for this technology. So it took us quite a short time actually to get the first product working some year ago. And it's still a comfortable zone for us to work with. It's performing very well.
Thank you.
We have a few minutes left.
Okay.
So
Let's try to take two more questions then.
two more questions.
I
Last
think
two ones.
I think this is a typical question that people reading about organic material also asking. The cells are made for indoor environment, and as you mentioned, they are made to support low currents. What if they are close to windows or exposed for some time to sunlight? Would it damage the cells?
That is a very good question. Jonas, yes?
Yes. No, we do not recommend to put our product directly in the window, but of course there can be times where the sun is shining directly on the LEH module anyhow, and there we have quite substantial data illuminating the device for 1 hour with an intensity comparable to half a sun, which is typically what you could expect. And over long time periods, we do not see any degradation effects of this.
That's good. Thank you.
There's quite a lot of questions about price. What does they cost? And would we like to answer on that?
Well, what is the cost of the product? How many would you like to buy? I think that is a question also. But Jonas, do you have any more information about that?
The price, of course, varies with the size of the cell and with the volume that we would deliver. But please contact me directly after this or tomorrow, and we'll take a look at what it would entail for your specific application.
Thank you, Jonas. I would say that was the last question we have time to answer here today. Thank you all for participating together with us today and this historic day for Epishine. A special thank you to our customers that has been together with us and sharing your experience. I really appreciate that. Thank you also Tom, Jesper and Jonas for your expertise here today and answering all these questions. Thank you, Ann-Sofie and Matthias, for organizing this event. I know that you have put a lot of efforts into this, and I really appreciate all the hard work that takes to get this kind of event organized. Again, if you have any questions related to energy harvesting, please contact us at Epishine. Thank you, and goodbye.